Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent. We are starting the second part of our interview with Tucker Waters.
Amazing.
If you haven't heard the first interview, go back and listen to it. It is inspirational, uplifting. You're going to fall in love with him just as much as we did.
Yes. And as we mentioned, in case you missed it, September 24th, 2026 is the 12th annual Light the Path fundraiser at the Fairmont. And this Light the Path benefits cpathtexas.org. And they are incredible. They do so much. And Tucker is one of the
captains of the Green Machine.
Yeah,
so the Green Machine is a wheelchair soccer team, and CPATH helps provide outreach opportunities as well as equipment for people that are wheelchair bound, or using leg braces and different things like that, because it's rather expensive to get this equipment. And so they have a lending equipment closet, as well as all these different incredible programs for people who have cerebral palsy. And Tucker Waters is someone who has cerebral palsy. You are going to love this interview and feel so inspired.
Yeah.
He did write a book, The Anthology of the Whirlpool.
And he passionately talks about this book. He is so excited about it.
So excited.
We were just in awe listening to him share the story.
So it's an 8-book anthology. So in this big book, there are 8 different stories. So you're getting 8 stories in one, and I love it.
Yeah.
So last time we read the back of the book, and so today we thought we'd read you the prologue. Beyond the Whirlpool, Book 1 of the Aryan Scrolls. The line of black ships advanced steadily close. 2 people, a woman and a man, stood at the edge of the sandy beach watching him, missing nothing. Keep this safe, the man said, taking a green jewel from a chain around his neck and pressing it into the woman's hand. The woman looked down at it. The jewel seemed to glow in the night. Never give in. This jewel is the key to hope. King Xavier. I cannot accept this, the woman said, her green eyes glowing in the moonlight. You will soon need its power. Keep it with you, he replied as they turned back towards the approaching ships and the battle that was sure to come. So I also wanted to read you his dedication page, because it so gives you such an insight into who Tucker is. So he said, special thanks to Philip Pomeroy, without whom the dreams of my mind would never come to life. And I want to express my gratitude to my remarkable parents, my ever-loving siblings, and each one of my 5 precious grandparents, my unusually talented cousins, and my lifetime friends for believing in me, encouraging me, contributing to my dreams, and never giving up for these 7 years of writing. And a very special thank you to my father, who inspired me to create these stories from the very beginning and taught me to follow my dreams.
Oh my God. And Tucker, that just shows who he is. I mean, the passion, the love,
his core is so, he exudes grace, kindness, lovingness, and a belief in something greater than him.
Yeah.
So, and then just his parents, he talks about them in this interview in such an uplifting way, and how they have been his biggest support and cheerleaders. Oh, his path has not been easy. His spirit has never, ever faltered. I am so proud to get to introduce you to this incredible human. Shelly and I were on the edge of our seats just listening to every word. What an inspiration.
He is a true inspiration. I think you're going to love it. Go back and listen to episode 1 if you have not. Order his book today. It's on Amazon.
And mark your calendars for the CPATH Light the Path event.
Support support light and CPAP. We love it.
We love it. All right. Enjoy the interview.
Adjacent. Very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT. Adjacent.
I began writing a story which I now call the Anthology of the Whirlpool.
That's right.
And I sent the information out so anyone who would like to can see it. But
I just recently bought it on Amazon, and our link will be in our show notes so people can order your book.
Awesome.
Tell us about this book. I'm so excited to read it.
I really hope that you enjoy it because I tried to write it for all ages, which was a bit of a challenge because I have a little friend of mine that I won't say my name, but he was very close to me for a long time. I haven't seen him in a little bit, but he's always stayed in my mind, on my mind rather. And I grew up with him, and I was like, how could I write something that little so-and-so could enjoy and really enjoy the excitement, the action, all the things that are hidden within the story, while also writing something that maybe an adult might also enjoy, even older than myself, while also staying true to who I am as a person, because I am big on the reflection that things that you do put on yourself. Not that I'm overly paranoid about that, but like it's more just like, how do I want to convey just the story that's in my mind? What's interesting is it just came from the walk in the park with a friend, and we were just talking about various intriguing plots, because I'm a big reader and also a little bit of a movie watcher, so I love fiction, even some non-fiction, all the things. I love every bit of, I guess you could say, content there is out there that's within the realm of like some form of action with some mystery, maybe even a tidbit of romance I'm okay with. But like, I just like, like different pieces of different possible worlds. I love the thought of a different world. So about this book specifically, and we can honestly, since this is being recorded, and thank you, you can cut anything you need to there, but just for length purposes, but
Hear it all. We want to hear it all.
But I would love to share all. Really, it started with that walk in the park with my dad. Then I quickly thought about my little buddy that I referenced, and realized that I wanted it to be able to be read by him, but also by others. And so then I had my framework, and so then I was like, okay, let's get started. So I pulled up, at the time, the top thing to use was still Microsoft Word, and for some it is still, but like I pulled up my Microsoft Word, and I was like, yay. So I just kind of had some fun one night, and I was actually kind of being a little bit sneaky, trying to be kind of quiet in that house for as long as I could before my dad realized I needed to go to bed. Because,
Sneaky.
because I was like, this could be cool. So I started writing a prologue, and it came out rather well. And then I started writing the beginning of the story, all of which connect in beautiful ways. Let me just say, it starts with a mysterious opening where there's a potential battle about to happen somewhere, like the suspense of a possible battle, but we don't know where that is, what time period is it. It's in sailboats are mentioned, so I kind of allude to the medieval type of time period, which was the purpose, but it's mostly vague, and then some magic is mentioned just briefly. It's mostly a vague intro, but kind of to get your interest started. And then at the beginning, you're introduced to the main character. And the main character almost feels like if you took me and attached me to a mirror and then somehow extracted the mirror version of me and gave it life. I grew beside, Truman is his name. I grew beside Truman, and this was not intentional, but I needed to find an age, so I just put 15 down, and I happened to be 15 at the same time. And so, what was cool was for many years as I was writing, I felt as if Truman was growing right beside me. Like, if I was frustrated, I could let that emotion out. If I was sad, I could let that emotion out. Or if I didn't have, if I was level, you could still see that. Truman, in a way, just kind of is a reflection of different struggles that I had in a medieval sort of. He ends up in a sort of world that's almost somehow it's in a medieval setting, like somehow it hasn't advanced like our technology these days and things like that. And it's like you've gone back into history and it's like, but these are new characters, new people. And so it's interesting because you're like, where even is he? Because you don't even know what island he's on. It starts out where he wakes up after getting knocked out. You'll find out how he gets knocked out, but he wakes up and he is in a totally random place that looks like Earth, yes. And so he's comforted by that, but he's like, where in the world am I? Because he actually lived on the island of Maui. So, before this all happened. So he wasn't entirely shocked to see the island scenery, but then he started to look deeper. He's like, this is not the normal island stuff I've been seeing. And pretty soon he discovers an entire new world. And in summary, like, he meets a bunch of new people that he has to either decide to befriend or realize whether they're an enemy or not. He has to have his guard up. There's surprises everywhere, things he's not expecting. This kid is 15 years old. He's just an ordinary teenager. And literally in the book, he's riding a bike to meet up with his dad at one point in the very beginning. And that kind of gives you the idea of the school kid teenager type, you know?
Yeah.
He's coming from a friend's house after playing some video games. It was
And he's encountered with all these crazy adventures.
it was his birthday that day. And shut up, Bria, again. But
Cute.
it was his birthday that day, and so he was playing video games with his friend, and his normal day, he's gonna meet up with his dad because his dad had a surprise for him. He'd been a little nosy and kind of had an idea, but he didn't know for sure, so he knew where to meet his dad. So that's where everything really starts. I'm not gonna go into detail because I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's some hints in the title itself.
Yes.
But wink, wink. I am a man that loves his Easter eggs. I will say that.
I love Easter eggs.
I will tell you that. I will tell you that. You will like these books if you like Easter eggs.
I love them.
Because I like Easter eggs. And so, yes, that is, there's a whole, like, conflict that he has to manage both within himself and also in life once he embarks on the journey of the story. He was not expecting any of it, neither were most of the characters, and yet he accidentally may have played a part in some of it. And so I won't go into full detail, but I will just say there are interesting things ahead for those readers who would like to give it a try. And there is one thing I would like to mention that I should have mentioned earlier, just because I thought it a billion times and then I got excited when I saw some smiling faces.
Yeah.
Just that what gave me the idea for this initial start for the book was, have you ever wondered why in the world we're going to space and everything? I like that. That's cool. That's really cool to learn about space. I love learning about space. I go to the museum and learn tons about that kind of stuff. But isn't it kind of weird that we went to space and yet we still haven't explored the entirety of the ocean?
I know. I always think that too.
That is what started my curiosity there.
I've always thought that because they said we haven't even seen most of the ocean.
And yet we live here.
Yes.
It's almost a little bit backwards. So it gave me the perfect platform to make quite the story for everyone. I hope everyone enjoys it, that decides to give it a try. I'm glad that you decided to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I hope everyone enjoys it. And before I spoil the whole thing, I'll move on. But
I have a question. I feel like you dropped an Easter egg while you were talking.
wink, wink.
Wink, wink. You said books.
Oh yes, thank you. That is why the title is the way that it.
The anthology.
It is a collection of. See, I ran into a weird thing in the publishing process, and this might be good for people to know, as well as myself. As I now know it very firmly, and it's very ingrained in my brain now, but the size of my stories, yes, breaking news, I have multiple stories, but they were too small to be considered a novel, and yet too large to be necessarily considered a short story.
Right. So somewhere in between.
And so I was like, what in the world do I do with this? Because I want to publish this in the right way and get all the rights figured out and all this stuff, which I'm happy to say I managed to do, but I had to get creative because of all the legal hoopla and loops you gotta jump through.
Right.
And things. But I enjoy it. I made it an anthology, which is just basically a bunch of. The reason this is such a. It's a rather. It might feel like a sizable price for a book, but then when you are able to zoom out, for just a second, it's actually pretty cheap. What I have it on Amazon for, because it's, I believe, running at $31 right now, but roughly, but it is actually 8 stories within the book you're reading.
Okay.
And each one does have its own cover, and they're divided out. And so honestly, you're getting 8 books for the price of one slightly expensive one. So, like, it's not really that. It's actually a pretty good deal. And so that's the fun thing about it, is as long as people can understand that, and those out there, I hope you'll do, because it's an amazing opportunity. You're getting 8 amazing stories. I might be a little biased, but I've heard from many that they're good stories. So I hope you enjoy them.
So excited. So it says in the bio part, it says it took you over 9 years to go through this journey of writing. Is that right?
Yes, that was partially. A lot of people would consider that, well, he has CP, you would expect that it would be slower. But it really wasn't that either. There were days where my CP perked up, but it wasn't as much that as it was that well, I did embrace those moments, but it was more that I was very meticulous with each book, and I honestly went against every rule that everyone sort of hears when they hear about writing a book, and that is to make an outline. My brain had already made enough of an outline that I trusted my head, and so once I got outside of what my head made, I kind of stopped. I forget what the technique is called, but I think it's free-flowing writing or something?
Yes.
What's it called?
Yeah, free-flowing. Yeah, you can free-flow.
Or something free-flow, maybe. Something. That's what I typically do, because I love. It's funny when you watch me write. Some people do watch me write just because, like the guy outside, for example, with the dark hair that was checking to make sure if he could help out or anything before he left.
Philip.
Mr. Philip.
Yes.
He has been very key in this story adventure because he's helped me type and things and basically been my able-bodied hands while I tell him words, and then sometimes I'll ask him as a reader, does that feel right? But first I'll write what I feel and
then go back and edit and change it up.
Honestly, if I'm being honest with you, it was 8 years to write the stories, but 9 years to get it fully done, because it was a full year of editing, because I just didn't bother with editing until I was all the way done with the series, because I had the whole series at least roughly outlined in my head. Once I got going, I saw the beginning, and I saw the end, and it was the middle that had to kind of get sort of created along the way, but like,
So smart.
but like I saw some pieces already, so I knew where I wanted to go. So how do you get there? Well, here we go. Well, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. But that was just how I wrote, and that's how I'm probably going to continue to write, because it's worked for me in the past, but if I ever find that I need a more stereotypical outline, I will start using one, but like, it worked for me, and I know it took forever, but like, I'll let y'all in on a little secret, but I won't say much. I will just say that there are books out there on the that nobody knows about.
Yes.
That probably will stay that way and until the time is right. But like sometimes there is just like I basically have books on back order in my head.
Uh-huh.
It's strange. It stems, I believe, from my imagination when I was young. It's always stayed there, but it's become more, I guess, constructive as I've grown. And I turned that unique gift that I'm very grateful for into a writing skill. And so I had to figure out, how do I write if I have trouble typing and my buddy Philip only comes twice a week, and yet I want to write more than that. So like, how do I write? And so I have dictation set up on my computer. Things aren't perfect, but like we can go back and look at what I've done by the time Philip arrives again, and like he can be like, so is this what you meant, or is this what you meant? And sometimes he can help me out and just like lassoing my brain in, because sometimes I have so many ideas that I can run off the trail due to the lack of an outline, but I try to keep a loose one in my head, but writing one down strangely felt like a waste of time. My brain just likes to do its own thing, and that's the fun thing, is that I am almost, like I told you, real quick, I am a big reader and a big enjoyer of movies and things like that, and adventures. And so I'm on adventures with my characters a lot of the time with this writing style. Because sometimes, and some of the, let me calm down a little, but some of the plot twists that happen in the story, because spoiler alert, I love plot twists, I didn't know were coming. And then they just pop out of my brain, and I'm like, wait a minute, that actually works, because then we could do this and loop it back in this way.
I love that.
But like, I like to surprise my own self.
Right.
It's a funny thing. And so I'm reading as I'm writing.
Yes.
And imagining it as I go. So
and you don't want to be so held down to an outline. You want to be able to explore what comes in, right?
No, I fully understand why people use outlines.
Sure.
Because I sometimes go crazy briefly just because of how many ideas jump in this noggin of mine.
Yeah.
But like, for me, free-flowing writing, if that's the way you want to put it, is what's worked for me, and it's been a lot of fun too, because it's been like, if I can't find a movie, I can make my own movie.
Yeah, you can.
In my head, like it's a fun adventure. So it's been an outlet. What it's been is it's been an outlet for my journey through life, but I've been exploring the unique lack of exploration of the ocean, that really caught my imagination, and my imagination just ran at about 100 million miles an hour with that one, because I was like, why?
I know.
And it's not as if I'm. It's just very strange. And so I'm like, okay, you haven't done it well. I'm gonna play with that a little bit, because it seemed like something that, although there's some cool stuff out there,
Sure.
not everybody has touched on that specific thing. People get onto really cool franchises that do great jobs with their specific characters and plot lines, and I appreciate all those adventures and I enjoy them, but like, that was my spot. I was like, you have not touched enough on that right there. I'm gonna see, figuratively speaking, why you haven't. We can play with this a little bit.
There you go.
So that was the inspiration behind it, was that I wanted to create something that could be an outlet, but also could be safe to read for everyone, but also enjoyable, and in a unique space that not everyone has touched on at every moment. And there is one of those books on backorder, you might say, backorder of the brain, that may dabble into something quite unique. So I'm just gonna say that the whirlpool within that's referenced within the title is not everything it seems, and yet it seems quite a bit once you start reading, but there's even more to it than meets the eye within this story. There's more to come with that. So I would just like to tease on that one piece that there is some interesting and imaginatory things people can do with it, because there's still room to play around. So enjoy, and then
Order that book.
and then you'll find out the rest as it goes along. But yes, please order one if you would like, because you will enjoy it, whether you enjoy science, whether you enjoy magic, whether you enjoy kids' books, whether you enjoy adult books, action, romance, whatever. You'll enjoy
There's something for everyone.
something for everyone. And I really enjoyed trying to do that. Now, it did make me sweat a couple times because I had to cover a lot of ground, but it was worth it, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's the best 9 years I think I've lived, and I know that I haven't lived a ton, but of 9-year segments, but I really enjoyed those 9 years.
Yes.
So, yeah, at 24, that was a good marker for the 9-year mark. I started at 15, same year as Truman.
There you go.
That's what was fun, was he grew beside me, is how I always view it. And so, he changes. He doesn't change, but you can tell the character's growth as I myself had grown.
Right.
He stayed the same person, but you could tell the difference, and I found that extremely fun when I went back and did a read over to make sure I liked it. I spent all the time in the world, because there was one phrase my mom said that was spare no expense on time or energy, because if this is something you truly love, get it perfect. I love what you've done, but get it perfect, get it exactly how you want. Make sure you do, and don't worry about the time that passes. Just make sure you do, and don't. And one thing that I'm proud of in this age we're in, and this will become less and less of something people can say, is other than flagging words here and there or missing things here and there to help me with the editing process. The actual writing was done with zero AI. So
Okay.
I would just like to mention that, considering the day and time we're in. But I do like I do like knowing that it's human written, and just I take a little bit of pride in it, just a little bit.
You just take a lot of pride in it.
Just a little bit, though.
May I ask you, as an author, how much time would you spend daily working on the voice notes or the recordings and the writing?
Well, a lot of the writing, it's funny. If you're talking about the physical writing.
Well, I know you and Philip worked as a team on that part.
Yeah, if you're talking about the
voice notes and.
If you're talking about the physical writing and also well, mainly physical writing. If you're talking about the physical writing, it's probably about 4 hours
a day.
Well, probably so. Or like maybe I would take a break and then really ramp it up another day. But roughly 4 hours or so. And the main but I never stopped writing because my main thing that was writing was my brain.
Getting those ideas out.
And so you would not believe if I showed you, which I do have it around here somewhere, and it would be funny if I showed it to you, but I have a bunch of text messages to myself of just idea after idea after idea.
Oh, wow.
Just so I want to forget them, because towards the end of the books, books, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
I start to get a little bit more tired just because of the amount of plot there was. And I loved the plot, but it still was tiring, especially with the free flow style, and that was just how I did things.
Mm-hmm.
But I would, so I have a bunch of ideas just texted to myself that if I forget, I can always just look at my phone, be like, oh yeah, this is what I was thinking. Oh yeah, this is what I was thinking. And you know what's funny? I'll tell you this one funny part, and then we can move wherever y'all want. But my mom and I are similar in our mental makeup, you might say, and so she always jokes around that we work best at 2 in the morning, which, as you could imagine, is not physically ideal. But
y'all are night owls.
In other words, we are definitely night owls. And we sleep in, but you would laugh so hard sometimes. Like I have to literally. I just tell anyone if I text them late that they totally don't have to respond, but like just have it for tomorrow. Just look at it whenever, don't worry about it, but this is still happening, so just whenever you need it, here it is. Like, we work best at night, we both do, but that particular thing was passed down to me. The night brain power, for some reason it turns on as if we just came off a big old cup of coffee in the morning, late at night. So it's funny, we're crazy in terms of our timing, and we'll even text each other late just because we know we're up. Us two. And it's fun to have that, but at the same time it's kind of comical, and we get a good laugh out of that particular thing. But yeah, we're night owls. No secret there.
You mentioned you love to read and movies. What's your favorite all-time book aside from your own?
Well, that was a very good, quick interjection there. Although I was gonna try to veer in another direction, but like I would have had to biasly answer in that way. But I have to credit two of my if I may, there's this series known as the Brother Band Chronicles, somewhat similar to my own, that is definitely different, and mine has more magic and all sorts of things. However, the writing, that's where I kind of learned the way I liked things to sound, because I would listen to audiobooks. I still do.
Oh, good. I was wondering if you did that.
Yeah, I love audiobooks.
I'm an auditory learner. The best way for me to learn is through auditory things. So anyway, Brother Band Chronicles is something that I kind of grew up on. You know, when I was the age bracket that I was trying to target, those are the books that I was thoroughly enjoying. Now, those are still going on, believe it or not, and they have like 12 of them now. So
wow.
Gryffindor, but I hung with them for a little bit with the 8. You know, I felt pretty good with the 8. You know, and even the number has a secret correlation to the story. Just telling you there real quick in the Anthology of the Whirlpool. But back to your question. So Brother Band Chronicles is high on the list, but I have to credit two of my favorite creators that gave me the most inspiration for what I could do in the future. And that's George Lucas. I really enjoyed Star Wars.
Yes.
In particularly The Phantom Menace. One of my favorites, I honestly, it's hard to reproduce it through a book, although I tried. So let me know how I did for those who read it. But like, it's hard to reproduce the beauty and the choreography of that movie.
Right.
But I loved the almost like elegance of the fighting, but also like there was a dignity to it, but also there was a darkness to it, a light aspect to it, and then the plot line was intriguing, especially if you try to put out of your mind that it was connected to some movies from the past.
Right.
That had some answers there already, but if you try to put that out of your mind, you can thoroughly enjoy that movie. And I have done that many a time, especially the pod race and the duel of the fates. Those were two of my favorite things in that movie, but I'm not doing justice to my other source of inspiration there. But that would be C.S. Lewis with Narnia.
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. I've read. I wondered if you were wondering, honestly.
I love Narnia. Yes.
If you like Narnia, hey,
you're gonna love it.
If you like Narnia, you're gonna like the Anthology of the Whirlpool.
Yes.
Because I've read those books.
And you were inspired.
I've watched what movies there are of it. I wish they would make more and make them well.
Mm-hmm.
And bring back the same producers that did the other ones, because that would be wonderful. But I love Narnia. That was my true inspiration. My like you might say passionate fascination might have been Star Wars. However, my inspiration might have been Narnia. Like, I love, like,
Going into a different world.
I love the action of Star Wars and how you could think, okay, this could maybe happen. But, like, I loved how in Narnia, it reflected our world while being in another world. And, oops, I think I found something out for myself, that maybe that's what bled into the stories that I wrote, because it is somewhat reflective
Yes.
of our life, and everyone has different lives, so that's why it's for everyone as much as it can be. But like, I was really inspired by C.S. Lewis's ability to connect another world to the emotions of our world. Like, for example, in The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, a quote that stayed with me for honestly forever, ever since I saw it, was when Lucy was saying goodbye to Aslan, which I always loved their interactions, and she has something like, will I ever see you again? And I think he said yes, but my time with you is done here. In your world, I go by many names, and we of course can understand the reference there, and people can take it however they want. But I love the beauty of that.
Yeah, me too.
And I personally am a very big believer in that particular sort of parallel. It's a beautiful thing to me because it brought me closer in my sort of method of spirituality, like just like my strength within my core was stronger from that kind of story, because it was like even another person who, yes, he believed a certain way similar to your own, but like he believed he wrote a story that was totally different, and people died, and like battles happened, they had to do hard things, but he made parallels, and here you are years later accidentally trying to do your best to do that sort of writing justice. And not to say I'm any sort of C.S. Lewis, but I love that perspective of just,
I do too.
I never directly address anything because I want anyone's opinions to be valid and not to be tailored toward one specific form of belief, because I believe that there are many beliefs, but that there just is the right to have those beliefs, and that is okay.
Yes.
And so, like, I wrote those books with the thought of that kind of beauty. That, like, in your world, I go by many names. Like, or in my story, the power within the story, there's a mystical power that is only lightly explained, and it's like, it's kind of one of those.
Yes.
But like, there's some nods to my beliefs, I'm sure. But I tried my best to do much like that line. Like, just leaving it open to, it could relate to so many different types of belief systems, and people could enjoy and really be inspired by it. Because really the core message of the story, to me, I forgot to mention this, and really C.S. Lewis is inspiring me all over again. I forgot to mention this, but the core message of the anthology of the whirlpool is unity and belief in unity and belief, really, like unity and belief in something more. Because if there's one thing I can comfortably say, it's that I believe there's something more. Now, what that something more is, everyone has their belief system. How their belief system or own belief, as you said. But like, I believe there's something more, and I'm comfortable saying that. And I love reflecting that through these stories, but not pushing one particular something more into it. Like, leaving so much up to interpretation of the reader's mind. This book should become your friend, because like it should just be like, hey, this fits here, I like that, I like this, I like that. But it's not just to be nice to you. It's just the natural curvature of life, like the natural carve-outs that are hidden within life. Whatever belief system you have, there are different things that fit in different places, and so there are different things that fit in different places in the story as well. And so I love adding the parallels, and I couldn't say that more. I couldn't say that enough. And George Lucas and C.S. Lewis were really my true, who inspired me to really get going. Because the storytelling of C.S. Lewis mixed with the imagination of George Lucas.
Incredible. Yes.
Was just gorgeous to see in movie form, but also gorgeous to hear in book form. Even when I was little, I was getting read books in the weirdest settings during therapy, even, and things like that. I would find ways to keep hearing stories like, but the unity and the belief, that's just the biggest thing that I hope
I love how you put that.
The books carry forward. And I don't want to lose that before we move on. Is just that is, if that is something that I believe might cross over into almost every belief system. And
yes,
so at least being together towards something. And I just love that particular thing. And I wanted everyone to feel free and happy when they read these books at the end. But you gotta go through a journey of emotions, but I won't tell you exactly what happens or how it does. But a lot of cool things do.
Yes.
So
lovely. We are out of time.
Yes.
Can you believe it? You're gonna have to come back.
Yes.
Come back.
Get into like you being like your team captain and so much goodness.
Well, if I may, I would just quickly say the Green Machines are remarkable. They have been a long time inspiration for me, always and forever.
Yeah.
This season in particular, I got to see one thing that's key of my books, and that is growth as well. I got to see a lot of growth in the team because I was out for the majority of the year due to body issues. We're getting those fixed, and so luckily I'll be back next year. But
good.
the point being, they truly inspired me throughout this year, but also the past years, to keep on going and keep on writing. And it's when I was out that I actually finished the stories.
Oh, wonderful.
It was the inspiration of that process. So yeah, I appreciate the brief bit of extra time there, but I couldn't be more thankful for that group of amazing kids, friends, adults. There's quite the mixture, and I will catch y'all later. And well, I just appreciate y'all having me on.
Well, the pleasure is all ours, of course.
As y'all know,
you are so inspirational, and your message is incredible.
Hey, as y'all know, or may know, that is. As y'all may know, this is my first podcast, and so naturally I would run.
We're so honored.
Yeah, naturally I would run over time, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and so I have a copy. I have a copy here of the Anthology of the Whirlpool. I appreciate you ordering one.
Yes.
And I hope that y'all get it. I autographed it this morning just for you.
Thank you.
I've got a secret stockpile ready for you.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yes, mine.
Submarine.
Yeah,
mine is coming.
I forgot to mention that.
A little Easter egg.
Wink, wink.
Mine is coming on Sunday. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Awesome. Well,
Talking about it a lot.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I will. I'm just grateful, and I know we're over time. So, yeah, that was a thank you for everything, and I
Thank you.
Hope you all enjoy it.
Yes.
Your various copies that are now gonna be.
Thank you. Guys, this is a 547-page book of multiple stories circled around one kiddo's adventures. So 8 different stories. It is worth it. We have to get you to buy it. So buy the Anthology of the Whirlpool by Tucker Waters.
You could call it an eighthology if you want.
An eighthology.
But
do you mind if we get a picture together?
I would love that.
Okay.
If you want to
awesome.
mind.
Texas.
Yeehaw!
All right, friends, it's time to pay the bills.
Pay them bills.
We
have big plans.
We
got big plans. We need to talk about Charleston.
Yes. Well, first, we need to beat Joe Rogan. And secondly, we want you to help us get to Charleston. And what are we going to do in Charleston?
Fan
Fest. And when is it?
It's in October.
Yes. So we need your help. That is our goals.
Yeah.
As Heather McDonald would say, get me behind the gates. We want to be your favorite podcast. And one way that you can do that is by supporting these incredible businesses. We are so grateful for these businesses. They are some of our amazing sponsors who we support on the Adjacent podcast this month of June. These are businesses and people we genuinely love, support, and believe in, and we think you will too. First up, the Girly Birds.
Love them. Look at these eyebrows.
And you got your ears pierced there. We are so excited to welcome back the Girly Birds to the Adjacent family this month because this is next level self-care.
It is.
The Girly Birds specialize in timeless,
looking beautiful,
low maintenance beauty that helps you wake up feeling confident and put together every single day. Their services include permanent makeup like nano brows, powder brows, eyeliner, and lip blushing, along with fine line tattoos, permanent jewelry, brow shaping, and professional ear piercing. What we love most is that the Girly Birds focus on enhancing your natural beauty, not changing who you are. Their space is welcoming, fun, elevated, and the kind of place that immediately makes you feel comfortable and taken care of. Tell them Adjacent sent you for $50 off services.
Guys, so great.
And where are they located?
They're on the way down to Pound Town.
Dripping Springs. You got to go. Next up is one of our favorites, Cornucopia Popcorn.
Love.
Y'all already know we take our snacks very seriously over here at Adjacent, and Cornucopia Popcorn has officially become one of our favorites. Whether we are recording episodes, road tripping across Texas, binge watching Bravo, or staying up way too late editing content, there is a very good chance we have a bag of Cornucopia nearby. Their popcorn is fresh, flavorful, ridiculously addictive, and comes in so many incredible varieties that choosing a favorite honestly feels impossible. Sweet, savory, spicy, classic. You can truly find something for everyone. It is the perfect summer snack, great gift idea, road trip companion, or a little treat just for yourself. Use Adjacent for 10% off your order and tell your friends and tell everyone that Adjacent Podcast sent you. This June, we also are thrilled to partner with Attract Aesthetics, one of our favorite Austin glow-up destinations. Andrea and Taylor have created such an incredible space where beauty, confidence, self-care, and community all come together in one amazing place. From injectables and facials to microneedling, PRF treatments, chemical peels, and customized skincare services, they truly focus on helping clients look refreshed, confident, and naturally beautiful. And honestly, Shelly, they are just generally good humans, which matters the most to us, of course. If you have been thinking about refreshing your skincare routine or finally booking the appointment you have been talking about for months, this is your sign. Go follow Attract Aesthetics, support local, and tell them Adjacent Podcast sent you. And finally, our very own Adrian Grabe with JB Goodwin, A-Team Realtors.
Love.
We do. He's my brother, your hubby. If buying, selling, investing, and relocating is on your mind this summer, Adrian should absolutely be the first call. Adrian brings knowledge, hustle, heart, and true Austin community connection to every client relationship. Real estate can feel overwhelming, but Adrian generally takes care of people and helps guide them through every step of the process.
Yes.
Whether it is your first home, your forever home, or your next investment property, Adrian Grabe and the JB Goodwin A-Team are ready to help. Want to become part of the Adjacent family? Contact Shelly and about becoming an Adjacent sponsor. We love partnering with local businesses, creators, and organizations and sharing their stories with our amazing community. And don't forget to join us on
Patreon.
We have something for everyone with 5 different membership levels. Free, $5, $10, $25, and $100 per month. At the $100 level, you become an official producer of the podcast.
Ah.
So we need you all to get on Patreon today. Don't hesitate and like and follow us on all of your podcasting areas. With that being said, let's get adjacent.
Woo.